Welcome to the appendix, where we read the primary sources of the past so the present can be better understood. Today's primary source, Florida Treaty, February 22, 1819. This treaty concluded long drawn-out negotiations for the cession of Florida and marked out the western boundaries of the United States. It was later charged that John Quincy Adams had surrendered our title to Texas by this treaty. Spain held up ratification in an effort to secure from the United States a pledge not to recognize the revolting Spanish colonies. Article 2. His Catholic Majesty cedes to the United States in full property and sovereignty all the territories which belong to him, stipulated to an eastward of the Mississippi known by the name of East and West Florida, the adjacent islands dependent on said provinces, and public lots and squares, vacant lands, public edifices, fortifications, barracks, and other buildings which are not private property, archives and documents which relate directly to the property and sovereignty of said powers are included in this article. Article 3. The boundary line between the two countries west of the Mississippi shall begin on the Gulf of Mexico, at the mouth of the river Sabine, in the sea, continuing northward along the western bank of that river to the 32nd degree of latitude, thence, by a line due north, to the degree of latitude where it strikes the Rio Roxo of Natchitoches and Red River, thence following the course of the Rio Roxo westward to the degree of longitude 100 west from London and 23 from Washington, then crossing the said Red River and running thence by a line due north to the river Arkansas, thence following the course of the southern bank of the Arkansas to its source in latitude 42 north, and thence by that parallel of latitude to the South Sea, the whole being as laid down in Mrs. Map of the United States, published at Philadelphia, improved to the 1st of January 1818. But if the source of the Arkansas River shall be found to fall north or south of latitude 42, then the line shall run from the said source due north, as the case may be, till it meet the said parallel of latitude 42, and thence along the said parallel to the South Sea, all the islands in the Sabine, and the said Red and Arkansas rivers, throughout the course thus described, to belong to the United States, but the use of the waters and the navigation of the Sabine to the sea, and of the said rivers Roxo and Arkansas, throughout the extent of the said bounty on their respective banks, shall be common to the respective inhabitants of both nations. Article 5. The inhabitants of the ceded territories shall be secured in the free exercise of their religion without any restriction. Article 6. The inhabitants of the territories which His Catholic Majesty cedes to the United States by this treaty shall be incorporated in the Union of the United States as soon as may be consisted with the principles of the Federal Constitution and admitted to the enjoyment of all privileges, rights, and immunities of the citizens of the United States. Article 6. The inhabitants of the territories which His Catholic Majesty cedes to the United States by this treaty shall be incorporated in the Union of the United States as soon as may be consistent with the principles of the Federal Constitution and admitted to the enjoyment of all privileges, rights, and immunities of the citizens of the United States. Article 11. The United States exonerating Spain from all demands in the future on account of the claims of their citizens, to which the renunciations herein contained extend, and considering them entirely cancelled, undertake to make satisfaction for the same to amount not exceeding $5 millions, to ascertain the full amount and validity of those claims. A commission to consist of 3 commissioners, citizens of the United States, shall be appointed by the President, by and with the advice and consent of the Senate. Article 15. Spanish vessels laden only with productions of Spanish growth or manufacture coming directly from Spain or her colonies shall be admitted for the term of 12 years to the ports of Pensacola and St. Augustine without paying other or higher duties on their cargoes or of tonnage than will be paid by the vessels of the United States. During the said term, no other nation shall enjoy the same privileges within the ceded territories. Thank you for joining us for our primary source today on the appendix. We will see you in the stacks.